Black August. Black August actually began on August 7th, 1971, when a young Jonathan Jackson uh, went into the Marin County Courthouse to free James McClain and William Christmas. Along came also Rochelle McGee. Keep in mind that Rochelle was not originally part of the plan of Jonathan. He was there petitioning for his own case to be released from prison. And when Jonathan came in and said he was taking over the courtroom, they asked Rochelle, did he want to come along? And he decided to do so on that fateful day. As you well know, everyone was killed except for Rochelle, the only living survivor of the onslaught by California correctional departments and other law enforcement who sought to ensure that they did not get away. Jonathan's efforts was, in fact, an attempt to release his brother, George. The following year, August 21st, 1971, George was murdered in San Quentin prison. And it resulted in a long battle inside the prison system in terms of his legacy and them trying to diminish his legacy as a revolutionary. And that was August 21st, 1971. The following week, August 28th, 1971, myself and Noah Washington, Albert James Washington, Noah, was captured. And it was alleged that we were attempting to retaliate against the death of George the following weekend, on the 21st. Now, what was important to understand is that the history comprising, recognized by the prisoners of California prison system, particularly the Black Wheeler family, also extends all the way back to Nat Turner's insurrection. It goes back to Marcus Garvey's birth. It goes back to other incidents in history that occurred in the month of August. They're commemorated primarily and originally started with the Black Wheeler family. And this was in 1978 when Qatari Jeffrey Golden, who was then at that time took over the mantle or the leadership of the Black Wheeler family after the demise of, after the assassination of George. And they began to feel the need for them to adhere to a history, to a legacy of resistance, like Jeffrey Golden, like George, like Jonathan, like Marcus, like Nate, the Reverend Nate Turner. And they divided a curriculum of study, fasting, and exercise for the month of August in order to commemorate this history, this legacy of resistance. And I think it's important for us to build upon that legacy, build upon that history. As you well know, our story here in America is one where they have granted us 1 month for Black history. However, that Black history does not necessarily comprise the kind of revolutionary determination as is prominent in Black August. And the ideals of Black August is one of revolutionary resistance. And so we need to hail Black August across the country. And that's been going on for 50 years now. And we need to continue it. We need to continue to build upon it as part of continuing our own struggle for liberation and independence. Using Black August is a way for us to revitalize our spirit, revitalize our determination, and understanding that our struggle is from one generation to the next, as has Black August and its existence in the last 50 years. Now, in regards to my own history or contribution to the movement, many know that I was an organizer of the Black Panther Party. Prior to that, I was an organizer for Black students in my high school. Prior to that, I was a child marcher within NAACP for civil rights along with my mom, which all led to my eventually being recruited into the Black Underground, which was being known as the BLA. The name of the BLA didn't come prominent until after my arrest, or actually it came into existence at the time of my particular incident for which I was convicted of. That was on May 19th and May 21st. May 19th was two police officers was shot, not killed, and Nuru bin Wahab was charged with it, and ultimately after 19 years was acquitted, or was had his conviction reversed and released from prison. May 21st, two officers was also killed. It was 3 days later, and someone, and I don't know who, sent out a letter to the news media informing that it was the act of the BLA for retaliation of some young people who were murdered by the police at that time. After I was arrested in August 1928, 1971, eventually convicted for activities that happened in California and activities that happened